increasing me, peeking out at the TV, and I'm young right now. I'm putting my feet up. I miss my home for a chance. I dreamed of the darkest moments, the silly.
Hey guys, so it's currently March 6th at 12:49 a.m. and I'm doing a little check-in. I'm getting excited to get back into editing. I know I said this in the last video that I was gonna, rebrand myself, start making videos and such, but then I just never did. And then I kept overthinking about my old video and changing the thumbnail and just getting caught up with it, because I'm right now, I guess my mindset is really thinking about perfection of the perfect video, the perfect idea, the perfect style, and in doing that it's limiting me from doing, which will in turn help me figure out the style that I want to do. And by doing you learn, by doing you improve, and I haven't been doing a lot of doing. So because of that, I'm just gonna start uploading whatever videos I can. And just the goal is to churn out videos. Of course, with quality and with effort put into it, but the main purpose, I don't want to overthink it. I just want to churn out videos and keep improving, because like I said, in order to improve, you have to do. So there is that. And yeah, currently I'm studying. I have a upcoming nursing midterm, and I'm really behind on it. During reading week I did study, but the thing is with this class, I don't know how to study for it, and I didn't really study very smartly. I spent hours, but I only barely finished even one chapter. And that was handwriting all the notes. Normally it works out if I handwrite my notes and I understand, and I just just mark down what I learned from the lecture notes, which are in PowerPoint forms. So that's been working pretty well for all my other classes. But for nursing, not only do you have the lecture component, so the PowerPoint, but you also have the textbook. And the textbook is really long. It has lots of details, lots of pictures, lots of diagrams. It's a lot of information to consume and digest. So at least with our quizzes, it's mostly the lecture content and some dabblings of the textbook. But I want to learn, I want to understand, not just for the grade. So I read the textbook too, but I guess I'm no longer going to take down very detailed notes. Instead, I'm just gonna read the textbook and then take notes on the lectures. And I printed out my the one of the chapters. I printed out the slides from the PowerPoint and I just annotate, and it's been working out pretty solidly. So I'm gonna continue that. I have 3 more chapters to go for the midterm, and the midterm is on Tuesday, so technically it's already Monday, so it's tomorrow. I'll just keep figuring out, keep trying out like how to like systematically approach this course and study efficiently. Like last time I did okay. I did I did well, pretty well on the midterm. I got above average, so there's that. But I want to learn how to study efficiently, effectively for this class, because like I guess you need different systems for different classes. It's not gonna work each time. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm so tired, but we must prevail. And yeah, that's a little life update for you. Hello. So I just about wrapped up with my studying for tonight. I have a midterm in a few hours. I know. And I was studying outside in the kitchen area, the common area, with some friends, and we were talking about our nursing classmates, and then one friend brought up how one of her classmates, she's the hardest working person he's ever known. And it's true, she works very hard, and she got really high grades on a midterm with a really hard prof, and then the prof emailed her and said, oh, I expected you to get higher or something. And I don't know, this person, at least on the outside, she appears like she is always on top of things, and she seems really smart. She knows how to answer questions, ask questions, and she just really has her shit together, to say it bluntly. And one day I overheard her talking on the phone while we were walking back, since the dorm is connected to the school, at least on this campus. And she was calling back because she missed a call regarding a 10K bursary or something. And I'm 100% sure she fully deserves it, and it's a bursary too. So I've received some bursaries too, but it's just that little nagging feeling, I start to compare myself, and then I feel useless, and then I'm jealous too. Just to say it simply, I'm jealous that she's so, at least on the outside, she appears put together. She gets really high grades, and that one of the friend, he said she probably is at the top of her class. But then he followed up, same with another friend who is in on the conversation. They followed on how they don't want to just spend all their time studying, they're happy with how their lives are right now. And that's true too, that's important. I don't want to just sacrifice my life for numbers, for grades. I see it in Reddit posts. I follow subreddits for nursing students and nurses in general, and some said they managed to achieve a 4.0 GPA, but at the cost of their sanity. They started taking medications because of all the anxiety, blah blah blah. And there's just lots of, I don't know, complications that came from wanting perfection. But then on the other hand, people say it's good to have really good grades for maybe grad school in the future if you want to become a nurse practitioner, all the other stuff. And then there's also another spectrum that says you don't really necessarily just need high grades. You also need experience and all that. And so in the midst of all these variables of people saying, oh, you need to high grades, oh, you don't actually need high grades, I'm lost, man. I don't know what I want, and regardless, I'm not very happy. I wouldn't say I'm really depressed or anything, but I'm just lost, because on one aspect, I want to work hard and get good grades, but on the other spectrum, I don't want to just live for grades. I don't want to let that be the sole defining factor about me, and then not have any other time to do other things. But then right now, I guess I would say that I'm studying a decent amount, and I'm getting decent grades, but I'm average. Nothing maybe a little bit above average if I want to be egotistical, but I'm probably just average. And I'm not doing too much outside school either, so I don't know, I feel I'm wasting my time. But it's also important to see, it's so complicated. It's also important to just live and have fun and not have anything to do. Because once you get older, once you start working, well, then you lose a lot of free time, right? A lot of adults, they barely have any time to themselves, to do nothing, and sometimes doing nothing is good. and just enjoying life, you know, just having fun, just being a kid, just being an 18-year-old. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure that out. But back to the girl who's like, you know, very smart, very on top of things, very hardworking. Like, I'm jealous, and I have this like nagging feeling in me. Like, one thing that about me is like I've never really like achieved anything like special. Like, I feel like with most of my extracurricular activities, I either started them late, or I quit early, or like they just didn't last long, you know. So I feel like I've never really achieved excellence in something, and it breaks my heart to say it. Like, I'm really prone to compare myself, like comparison syndrome. I suffer that from a lot. And then on Instagram, I see people, you know, achieving success in their fields and their interests, winning medals, like gaining recognition for their work. So it's just like, you know how like sometimes athletes, like when they win like first place, they're running and then they're triumphantly lifting their hands up, you know, and screaming and being really, really happy, you know, that genuine feeling of happiness and joy. I don't think I've ever experienced that. I don't think I've ever like had a moment in my life where I screamed out of joy and it was just like, you know, pure happiness. I also know that, you know, in order to get to that point, it requires lots of sacrifice, lots of pain. It doesn't, like, that pure bliss of joy doesn't last forever. So I understand that. But like, I really want to work towards something where I can one day say, oh my gosh, I did it. Oh my gosh, like I achieved this success, you know? Like, I don't have like one award that I'm very, very, very proud of. I feel like everything just like I was just slightly above average. So I won, but like I never like put in my blood, sweat, and tears, and you know the saying, 10,000 hours or 10 years to get to that point. Like, even if I think about photography or videography, I started making videos in grade 4. I did that for a few years, but then I stopped throughout high school. I don't know why. I mean, I was going through my own things, my own phases. But and then I did a few videos here and there, but like never like, you know, full on dedication like Olympic athletes would do, like professionals and like people at the top of their fields would do, you know, that excellence, that discipline, that continuous action, you know, the continuous doing. I've always just like taken phases. All the stuff I've done has either been in sections, or I started late, so like I'm nowhere near the 10-year mark. I don't know, I sometimes feel useless. Like, I know that's not true, you know, but then I know I'm like all over the place. It's like 4 a.m. But on the other side, I don't want to just live for a piece of paper, like for a resume, you know. It's so superficial. I've read a lot of books that, you know, have been really impactful. One of my favorite books is Between Two Kingdoms, you know. And after reading that book, I realized how precious life is. Like, it's easy to just get caught up in the grind, in the chase to climb the social ladder, the social status, and gain accolades and have a fancy resume with lots of, like, you know, high top positions. But at the end of the day, you know, we're human. We're a piece of flesh, some bones. Like, that's it. Like, life is so fragile and so short in a sense. So yeah, I don't want to just spend my whole life just to make that piece of paper look pretty, when one day I'm not even going to be here. Sure, people talk about legacy, blah blah blah, but like, it's my life, you know. I don't really care about my life afterwards, because I'm not going to be here. Sure, like, I care about like how I touched people, you know, like my impact towards them. Like, I don't want to cause a bad impact, I want to cause a good impact. So there's that. But yeah, maybe after these 2 hectic weeks, since I still have my midterm tomorrow, or in a few hours, an essay due, another midterm, and then another midterm on Tuesday. Afterwards, I think I'm gonna try to really get my shit together. I'm like really motivated. I really want to try taking something really seriously. Like, I took hockey seriously, actually. I started when I was 13. During the summer, I took 2 community lessons every week during the summer for a good while, and then I also went to public skatings as often as possible. Like, I worked my butt off, and I say eventually I caught up with, like, you know, my house teammates. but like I'm nowhere near like rep or like, you know, AAA or travel teams, provincial teams. I'm nowhere near that level. So there's that sadness. Like I work so hard, but then, you know, you need to dedicate time. It doesn't just happen overnight. And also there was a money factor too, and like the probability, you know, like am I actually gonna like pursue professional hockey and like dedicate all my other resources and time and money into it, and you know, or gain something out of it? Like the chances were very low, and like quite frankly not worth it. So hockey is just, after all, everything I've done is just a hobby at this point, a little slight hobby. And I don't even have a good team to play on. I'm playing on like my French campus team like club, and it's a bunch of old guys. Not old, they're like, but they're all guys. They're really tall. They're probably, and then they all have like mustaches and stuff, and they're all really good. So, and then there's like 3 other girls, but they've been playing hockey since they were 3, and some of them play on like junior A teams, so that's like up there. So again, I'm the worst on that team. I like fall, but then I told myself I would still continue, which I still do, because in order to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone, right? So I'm sticking to that. I'm not quitting from it. I'm learning. It's just, it sucks because like I don't have anything that I'm extremely good at that I've gained. Like, again, I've gained accolades or recognition that I'm extremely proud of. It's more of just everything has been on the surface. Same with photography. I have my photography account. Don't get me wrong, I'm having lots of fun like editing and taking pictures, and it brings me joy, like photography. But like I've never you know, gotten any awards or done anything special with it. It's just like uploaded to my little Instagram account. And speaking of that, while I was studying, I got sidetracked. I was thinking about, you know, one day doing something with photography. So I was looking at like different photography competitions online and stuff. So a lot of them ended already, so I'm thinking like maybe next year or like later on this year, I'll apply. But it got my mind racing. Like, you know, I'm starting to think about what else I can do with my current hobbies and passions, because yeah, I don't know, you improve by challenging yourself, right? So I do want to like try applying to photography competitions, and also one day like make my own photo book. I was on London Drugs and looking at their like different styles that you can do. You can print pictures on t-shirts, but that's way too expensive. I'm thinking more of like the coffee table books. Like those look really cool, and I think it'd be a fun project for myself to put together and design, just like a form of creative expression. So there's that. I think that's my rant for today. It's already like 13 minutes long. But yeah, to summarize, you know, I really want to achieve excellence in something in my life, and I know that's not going to happen overnight. Minimum 10 years to, you know, gain that level of excellence. But I have to start doing it. You know, I have to start somewhere. So I think, you know, with this YouTube channel, I can kickstart at least my discipline and kickstart my passion, I guess. I don't know. You know, and I also remember reading one of this Instagram quote. Why can't I speak tonight? I can't speak tonight. Also, I'm feeling pain in my stomach. Anyways, I saw this quote on Instagram, and it said that, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, but something along the lines of, if you always, you know, put in like average effort, you're only going to get average results. In order to achieve above average results and excellence, you need to do things that are beyond what an average person would do. So that really stuck with me, is because for so long I've been wanting to do more, but I've always, you know, I've always stayed in my little comfort zone and done nothing about it. So I've always been average, and don't get me wrong, being average is good. If it's what you want, then that's totally fine. But for me, I have this nagging feeling, this thirst for more, because I've never really had any excellence in my life. So yeah, I want to really work hard towards something that I enjoy, of course. And the end goal is not to get fancy accolades or recognition, but for myself to say that, oh, I actually put in all this effort, all this time, and you know, it's and results are showing. Like one day I just want to be able to raise an award up, hang it on my wall or somewhere, or just be extremely proud of something that that I've accomplished, that, you know, took effort, took time, and something that's meaningful and can make me proud. I also have a habit of downplaying all my previous achievements, but I feel like, you know, in terms of like true excellence, I've never actually achieved something like that. So yeah, that's what I want to do, and then we'll go from there. I don't know what, there's so many goals, so many things in life, so many variables, but start off with discipline and we'll see.